All systems go. Clear for liftoff. What's up, everyone? Tyler Tamboline here, a.k.a. ToeTagginTambo, back for another Monday Night Football edition. We're going to break it all down. Vikings at the Bears, still in week one. I know some had great days yesterday. We'll showcase those later. Some had tough days yesterday. Hand up. The Ravens made it even worse. If you're a fan of any teams, that was the worst ending to any game I've ever seen in a long time. So that was hurtful, but we're back to break all things down from a DFS perspective. Going to teach you how to play, not tell you who to play. Going to talk about the showdown slate, DraftKings, FanDuel. We'll bring that up later. Going to talk MVPs on FanDuel, captain on DraftKings. They got the stone up here. Going to break down all the tools using SHIPIT Nation and SaberSim. But Hoopster, how was your week one? I know you got one win in the books. You got the 1-0 on the Golden Shipper, and then you got Nades was talking that trash, and the minute he said it, the Sutton touchdown came through, and I think you got him by 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, I took like 3 seconds to build the cash team to face off against Nades and got the win, obviously. I'm sure he was grinding that puppy all the way up to lock, but it was an easy W, advanced to 1-0 against Nades in the head-to-head. The other thing he did get right was Mr. Danny Dollars, right? I mean, we got to move on past the nickname. Mr. Dollars got the job done in a huge way. I liked him, but I didn't think that was coming. So that, I mean, basically, I guess there were a few quarterbacks. Fields got there as well, but I didn't have the right combinations with him, obviously. But man, it was some of those quarterbacks kind of went off. Running backs, whatever. Wide receiver, a lot of busts. I mean, Jamar Chase, Mike Evans. So that was kind of the main spot that you had to hit was wide receiver. Buka got there in a pretty big way. But I mean, what a wild end to yesterday in that game. Absolutely insane finish, like crazy finish. And then the other thing I got right in terms of the calls is Lions got their ass kicked, and I just don't think they're going to be very good anymore. And Goff he's terrible. I was saying at the end of last season, again, you don't need to be like a running quarterback in the NFL. Yes, you have an advantage if you are. You just have to be able to escape pressure. And the best example is like a Matthew Stafford. He's not a running quarterback, but if there's pressure, he'll get out of there and avoid it. Goff just either takes a sack or throws a shitty pass. Lions are in big trouble. It's just funny. Listen, oh no, it's just one game and this and that. No, they're in trouble. Goff fucking sucks. So we'll start there.
What about Title? What does Title think about yesterday? As people want to know too, before you give us your thoughts, we always, they said if you can just tell us what you're going to do, we're going to break it down quick, run through yesterday fast, and take a few minutes. Going to go through the updates that we have on the site quickly, and then we'll jump right into breaking down this slate. Going to keep it as quick as possible. We know you guys want to get that information and get the good information as quickly as possible. That's always going to be our goal. Title, what was your thoughts on yesterday? Any takeaways?
A lot of gross football. Offenses definitely aren't up to par outside of those couple Lamar's, Josh Allen's of the world. The Ravens keep freaking tilting me. Anytime Harbaugh gets a big lead, he will take his foot off the gas. Yeah, let's run it on first and second down. Set up 3rd and 8. It's absolutely brutal to watch. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
It always backfires. I mean, it's just crazy. Like they could not stop literally could not stop the offense, whatever they wanted to do. Obviously, they know you're running it in those scenarios. Like, do something different, and you easily win the game. These coaches that decide to just try to play it safe at the end, I love seeing them get their ass kicked. I love seeing it. It's amazing. And like Harbaugh, it's such a donkey way to play football.
Yeah, I've seen it in the playoffs a million times. As I said, you can watch it. It's not even just take the foot off the gas. And when the time hits, they don't let Lamar takes all the shit, and he should. It's Lamar, I get it, like whatever, and the MVP stuff and all that, but his talents are to take over and do what he does. It's what got them to that point in the game. Telegraphed run with Henry, another run, or quick check downs. Literally the last thing in this game I would want out of him is these check downs. It's like the last thing I would want him to do. And they run that 3 times and then kick it. And then you got all these analytics and the teams that I know they pay for. I don't care what anyone says, oh, well, if they don't get it there and they kick the field goal, they lose. No, actually they had 3 timeouts. I don't care what anyone says about that, and the numbers probably go against me on this, but I would have went for it. You got the best player, one of the best players, MVP candidate of the league. You need like 2 yards. If you're counting on him to run those 3 shitty plays before, might as well run it back one more time. Yes, if you miss, they will kick the field goal likely and get ahead of you. Then you still have the best quarterback, or one of them, next to Josh Allen now after last night, again, where you could just play it again. I don't know, Title. What do you think of that? I thought they should go for it, man. I didn't even look up the numbers on it, but I wanted to go for that. I don't care what the field position is.
Yeah, no, I wasn't against that one bit, just because, like you said, you have the 3 timeouts, they get a field goal, you can go down and get one. It was just more so tilting the first 2 plays. Like I would have had nothing against going for it. It wasn't the worst to kick it either, but how do you just run the football up the middle on first down, hand it to Zay Flowers on the end around? Like Lamar didn't even have the option, it seemed, on that play to keep it. Maybe it was an RPO, but I mean, it was just it was wild. I mean, and then like tying this in, I guess, just a week 1 and showdown in general, what you think you know, you don't know. The lowest total, the Jets and the Steelers, you're talking shit about Rodgers. Rodgers, baby, he might be back. He's probably not back, but I mean, look at that game. 37.5 total alone. That game, like on one side, got over.
Yeah.
Whatever you think you know about a game, applying it to showdown even more. $1 million up top tonight. We really have no clue.
Yeah, I love that. We're going to talk about this game just real quickly on this. I'm noting 2 quick things. One, we extended the early bird, so it's the entire season through Super Bowl for $349. So it basically works out to like $59 a month. It includes Saber Sim. It's everything you need. If you go to join the nation, one thing I definitely want to note is this: the starter package. This was brought up, and it's for members too. People got to remember, a lot of our members watch these shows, and we have a lot of them that are asking questions in the Discord and whatnot. We are going to work this week, like as much as we possibly can. Shout out to our partners at SaberSim to get it so that our projections will still drip into the other games. Because I know people say, I play early only, I play afternoon, I play prime time. We're going to get those projections. I think it's going to happen sooner than later to drip into the other slates. But remember, when you're playing those slates and you're looking for Saber score to be in your advantage, it's not going to happen because we don't have the ownership projections that cover those slates. Saber does. So just one note on promotional. If you want to try, normally we're $99 for the core plan. You can try your first month of starter for $97. We've built it in. You don't even have to put a code in. You just go to the site, go to Join the Nation. It's the same price Saber charges for total for each month, but for us, it'll be first month. You could try it at $97, and that's all sports and with the starter differences. The reason I bring that up is because a lot of people ask about it. Instead of 150 lineups, it's 500. Instead of not having portfolio diversification, you'll limit your downside, maximize your upside. Saber Sim projections and ownership for all the slates we don't cover in the additional sports, and you get contest flashbacks. So that was a quick note there. And then last thing I got to tell everybody, if you don't know yet about SHIPIT games or it wasn't clear to you, you can still get in. It doesn't end after week 1. You didn't miss SHIPIT games. You just missed week 1 where we had 5 winners, including the bonus prizes. So we are still giving away 79,000 plus. 50,000 of that is cash. The rest is currently in prizes. There's 3 weekly games. There's a finale with 50 get in, 50 golden SHIPIT winners. Here's the first 5. Congrats to Joe, Daniel, Matthew, Randy, and John. Got the job done in the golden shipper this week. Won his way in. Pretty exciting shit down the end, man. That stretch, like Denver D and McCaffrey and different things coming up the back end. I mean, it's like a live final ticket. You're going to get to go and play for $20,000. Most people never have a shot at a live final. This is not live. It's online right now. But I will say 20, 10, 5, all these prizes. Congrats to John. There will be 3 more winners this week. To get in, you simply join the nation to join the games. Hoop, anything you want to add there, my man? I got everything out of the way as quick as I could.
Yeah, I know we built it up pretty big going into the season, but if you are not a member and you get in now, you're automatically enrolled and eligible to win. It's not like you had to be with us prior to the season starting. The season has started. You can still get in. You just missed out on the opportunity to win in week 1. You enter today, you join us at SHIPIT Nation, you're in the drawing for week 2, and then you continue to earn ballots as the season goes on. Just because you didn't get one of the first 5 and you're not a member, you still can get into this. As soon as you sign up at SHIPIT Nation, you're automatically enrolled to the drawing.
Yep, 45 golden SHIPIT tickets still available. All right, let's move on. Going to go back to it here, and then Hoop, you can work on if you want to pull up Saber or whatever else you want to get to, but I'm going to start with title. Got to get a little grand scheme overview. We got Caleb Williams. We got, actually, I think both sides of this are pretty interesting. And I liked your original setup for this is you don't know what you don't know. The total is kind of like middling or like, I don't think anybody knows. And that's why they set it up this way. It's all just where it's at. And then everyone's going to have their takes and thoughts on it. But what do you think with this one title? Just grand scheme overview to kick things off.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty good showdown game in the fact of you have a good amount of unknowns. I mean, I always like when there's two running backs, at least on one side, and you get that on Minnesota with Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason. When you have just two workhorses on each side, it kind of limits like the player pool, the uniques, how you can get it that way. Receiving room, there's no Jordan Addison for the first 3 games, but they did just get Adam Thielen less than a month ago. Naylor was dealing with like a hand. He should play, but I wouldn't be surprised if they rotate a couple of these other, like these Feltons of the world and stuff, very large field stuff if you're getting there, but they're also going to run some 2 tight end sets. So you have multiple guys on the Vikings, pass catchers and running backs that are very much in play with a rookie quarterback, someone that's making his first NFL start. Obviously hurt his knee last year in McCarthy, so he couldn't make his actual rookie debut, but a lot of unknowns there. Then you get a Ben Johnson offense in his first Bears appearance. It looks like it's mainly just going to be Swift because very doubtful Roschon Johnson's going to play. They do like this Magnioni guy a little bit, just late round rookie. He's going to have to get some snaps. So that's a viable option in the lower tier. Then the nice thing with the Bears passing game, they're going to run plenty of 2 tight end sets. They got this rookie Loveland, took him even ahead of Tyler Warren, which was a little surprise. But they have Cole Kmet, who's been in the mix for a while, going to run some 12 personnel. So 2 tight ends in play there. 4 receivers, DJ Moore, Dunze, the clear ones. It looks like Zaccheaus will be at wide receiver 3 to start. But they got Luther Burton, a rookie as well, who has a lot more just like hype, big play upside. Doesn't like it sounds like right now, week 1, they're safer with Zaccheaus. He's going to probably get more snaps, but we don't know that. We're guessing kind of at the end of the day. And Luther Burden, combining the names, he's expensive. He's going to be really low owned. It could be like a Jahan Dotson, though. 1 play gets you 60-yard catch. That's enough or something like that. So brand scheme overview, the totals came down a little, 45.5, now 43.5, 1.5 point spread, pretty much flip a coin there. What I like, though, plenty of options on both sides of the ball, which can expand the player pool. I think defenses have to be in play. Kickers look good again. Yeah, I think it's another slate. You can get pretty low dupe lineups like we saw yesterday.
Yeah, what do you think, man? Anything different from that?
The one thing that I guess, I don't know, I mean, it's kind of crazy, and it might just be me tilting my ass off, but like after correlating, bring this back to the Lions, after seeing how bad they were offensively and how bad Goff looked, like I'm inclined to give the Bears a little bit of a boost here with Ben Johnson as their head coach. Honestly, like I think he disguised a lot of issues with the Detroit Lions and specifically Jared Goff. And if he was able to accomplish what he did offensively with Jared Goff, who freaking sucks, like he might be able to work some magic here. And it is only week 1, his first game, so it might not, come full circle here in game 1, but that has me liking the Bears a little bit, to be honest, their offense. So I might lean the Bears a little bit offensively for DFS purposes. One thing, like you're going to have some trickery or some, unique plays going on. And that's where, kind of talked about with guys like Luther Burden, where this guy could come out of nowhere, 1 play, they execute a trick play or some 50, 60-yard touchdown. So I'm going to be in on a lot of the Bears offensive guys. Kind of for that reason. And, again, like I hate to tie it back to the Lions, but what I saw yesterday, man, he might've worked some magic in the previous years with this offense. But like, the reason the total came down was because the unders hit 11, the unders went 11-2, I think yesterday, with obviously the exception of that, the game last night, which went nuclear, but a lot of offenses were sluggish. Total came down here a couple because, everyone's just going to bet the under after seeing what they saw with the majority of those games. But in terms of like captain plays and guys I'm considering, the first one obviously is Justin Jefferson. If anyone could just come out and nuke the slate, it would clearly be him. No Jordan Addison, but probably a slate where I spread it out a little bit more at the captain spot. But this game could go a variety of ways. I agree with the kickers. I mean, kickers are just too cheap. We saw it again last night. I don't know if they ended up being on the winner, but they're flirting with the winner optimal lineup almost every single night. I mean, it just takes a couple field goals and they're right there when you consider their price. You got, a 5K, usually upper fours, low 5K player that, 2 field goals. Teams are kicking deeper field goals now. So you're talking 8-9 points right there. A couple extra points are at 10 or 11. And then if they fluke a random 50-yarder to end the half, they're right there. So the kickers are just too cheap every slate. I think they go under-owned. So that'll be a priority in terms of what I'm doing today. But pretty wide open slate, I'd say, overall.
Just pissed me off so hard again, thinking about what I said earlier. That was the other thing about not going for it with the Ravens. This guy, Tyler Loop, can feel like he can kick it from 70. If you can hold, even if they get the ball back there and you got 3 timeouts and they end up kicking the field goal, it's the same score the game ended. You would have had all the time in the world to get to 60 yards plus and still been able to win the game with just a field goal. The Ravens just literally botched that completely last night. Oh, yeah, but if you take all the scenarios and Harbaugh and blah, 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 been a fan for a very long time. I don't know why it feels this way. The numbers say it's different, but the sample size of me feeling like shit after that happens is 100 out of 100. So I'm just getting tired of thinking about it. But anyway, let's.
I didn't fully shit on your Vikes, Danny. We're glad to have you back. I know you're a Vikings fan. I really ripped into them to start last season. I learned my lesson very quick. So I'm not fully disregarding them, but kind of just prefer the Bears side for fantasy tonight. Maybe the Vikings still get the job done and win the game, but for fantasy purposes tonight, I think I'm more on the Bears side.
Yeah, what's the other one I saw there too? Is that stat real that Josh posted? Did you see that one? I feel like you would know better, following the Goff streets. It said something like
he's 3-18 as a starting quarterback without Ben Johnson.
Yeah,
and McVay, it was 0-17.
They said he was 0-19 or something without his guy being one of those two.
Yeah. Any credit to the Packers defense? No credit there?
Oh, for sure, dude. Packers are, I think, going to end up being a legitimate team. The fact they did that, again, I don't think the Lions are going to end up being anything special, but Micah Parsons, it seems like they're kind of just using him on third down. They clearly didn't need him. They're dominating with, obviously. That'll ramp up, but they didn't need him. They dominated, so they probably didn't push it. If it was a closer game, he probably would have played more, but it's why push it? We're absolutely dusting these guys, and we don't need to, fully use him. So I'm assuming, but their defense, very, very solid. They're a solid defense last year. Jordan Love made some really good plays, third down plays. They're going to be a tough thing. The one thing for fantasy purposes, though, same thing as last year. They're going to use a lot of wide receivers, which makes it difficult when you're looking to stack them up.
Yeah, so one thing I want to ask, this is just a side note. Do you think he thinks we sound good on the microphones, or do you think he thinks we know what we're talking about? What's your take?
I think he's saying we sound good, real tight.
We've never been complimented for our microphones ever. It's usually mine's too loud, your guys is quiet, one doesn't work good. Maybe he's saying we sound good, Title. We got the stuff figured out here, but yeah, let's start with captain. I will say the one great thing, I love the slate. I always tell you if I love it or hate it, is that there's $1 million up top tonight, and no one knows shit. It's week 1, and we don't know. Look at the Jones, Mason. Could be either. All these receivers that we're talking about. The Luther Burden III, OZ, Roma Dunes. We have just $1 million different guys. What about Loveland versus Komet versus whatever? There's just so many options on this slate that you could go to. And that's what I love when we get these showdown slates and we can do it. So I'm excited to get to this title. I'll start probably with you here while Hoop gets his stuff loaded up. People saw him mouthing the words that look so small or something the other day, and they're making fun of him for it. So let him get it figured out, and you can start with your cap.
Yeah, we're good. Just to be clear, because I want to incorporate it more in how we go about doing the shows. This is just a dry run. I ran 1,000 teams projected score. This is what we got at the captain position. So I'm going to try to correlate more so, how we're talking through. So this is going to be captain. We go into quarterback. I'll pull up what we're getting the quarterback, but you can see here what we got in the dry run at the captain position, 150 lineups. Just
so you guys know, while I kick at the title again, that's Title actually taught this to Hoop yesterday after the live show, and now Hoop's excited to bust it
up. I know this part, obviously. I didn't know when you went to flex.
Thank you, Tambo, for helping. He threw me under the bus, and I took a little nap after the first Thursday night game. So thanks for airing it out that I taught.
We're a team, man. It's good. All right, start us off. We got this. Is going to be fun.
Yeah, I love seeing when only one captain projected, or one guy is projected over 20% at captain, which is Justin Jefferson at 21%. Who knows? Maybe no one comes in over 20%, which is what I like to see, because it's really easy for me to just play what I deem to be the best plays or the highest upside plays at captain without taking chances on a lot of these bums or no-name guys that are a lot less likely, and then get different in the flex. So I'm going to play the best guys I deem on both sides. Starts with Justin Jefferson. Doesn't mean I'll necessarily be most overweight. To be honest, Aaron Jones, seeing him at roughly like the 10% mark, I think is my favorite way if I had to pick one captain, because you leverage off of Justin Jefferson, who's the highest. McCarthy's getting a good amount himself. If Jones rushes it in twice, look at that. Jefferson probably not there. McCarthy not. Only 10%, 7%, 8%. Jones feels really low on that way. Another thing that stands out, not one player is better than plus 130 to score in this game. The best, Justin Jefferson, plus 135. Swift, plus 155. Jones, 175. And then it just keeps going on and on. And again, like, it kind of goes back to, all right, even if Aaron Jones scores once, he can catch 5 passes out of the backfield. We don't know what the split between Mason and Jones will be on the ground. I think it'll be relatively close. Jones definitely the third down back, can catch passes better. Mason more of a bruiser. But we've seen Aaron Jones run the bruiser role plenty too. I'm going to take it like Aaron Jones gets more opportunities, gets more snaps. Again, the leverage he offers off of Jefferson and McCarthy look really good to me. So he's probably my favorite. I do want Jefferson. The McCarthy and Caleb Williams, it kind of reminds me of Pat Mahomes and Herbert in the fact that they have sneaky rushing upside. If they get outside the pocket or plays break down, you can see like 10, 11, 12-yard scrambles. We saw Mahomes do it, get a rushing touchdown himself on those nights. Like, I think there's enough rushing upside possibly to fall in the box, or they just spread it around and go 300 and get the 300-yard bonus. I'm going to play quarterbacks up top. And then from there, like, I don't love – then it's more Bear stuff for me. The Odunze, DJ Moore, Swift. I like all of them more personally than Hawkinson, than Thielen, than Naylor, than Burt, like – or then, any of those guys really. Like, even Mason. I don't really love him at captain. So I'm going to be Jefferson, Jones, and then probably McCarthy. And then it'll be all Bear stuff. Caleb, Odunze, Moore, Swift. I don't know how much strong leans I have on that, but if those are my only captains, I can be at least with the field, or like, I've been spreading it out more. The portfolio diversifier I've noticed with SaberSim and seeing what pros have been doing, I've been able to get a pretty solid balance around the field on said 7 or 8 captains I like. And then the flex is where I can make more stands and get different and leave a salary or make one pivot that I'm still playing plays that are always on the field and good. It's just I did something at the flex position that can boost me and eliminate like a handful of dupes that way. So just I'm playing the best plays at captain. I'll be pretty spread out.
Yeah, I agree. And I think there's some interesting points that you made, like in how you can leverage it and different angles that you can go with, but certainly a good night for that. Like, I think the chat is so focused. A lot of people are talking in the chat about like, just, it's only these 2 bad teams, or don't forget it's, 2 shitty teams. Like, I don't really care. It's like, it has nothing to do with my thoughts. That's why it's, when we do this about DFS and not about the plays, it's fun. We just shot the shit for 10 minutes at the start of the show, breaking down teams and coaches, and we don't know shit. That's why we're sitting here and they're there. That's the point. We think we do, and we're trying to have fun with it with you, just like you guys are. But like, when it comes to DFS, that is what we know. And all I care about is that people think they know something and they probably don't. And we get to build against that or with it or leveraging it, however you want to phrase it. There's tons of different ways to go. This is the type of slate I want, even if I don't know anything, and neither do you. That's what we get to go in with and have some fun with, because there's all kinds of little spots where you have a wide receiver, one that you can leave on the table, drop down to somebody else and use them instead. Look at Jamar Chase's output this week. Look at AJ Brown's output this week. Like, how does this guarantee? And I mean, Jefferson's a bad example because he always seems to be the guy, but let's just say he's not tonight with this slate and what we've got. Well, that's a great opportunity. If everybody thinks he's the nut number one that you're going to have, it could be a similar situation. Hoop, what's your takeaways for the captain spot?
Pretty similar. Probably focus in on the main guys. I mean, obviously, gun to my head, who do I think is the captain you need? Probably Jefferson, but that's kind of what the field's thinking, and he'll be the highest owned. I do think it probably comes up a little bit. Like, we're showing 21. Saber has it at 19. Let me just check. One other spot has it at 18. I think it could end up being closer to 25, but I have noticed, like Title said, it is getting really spread out. Like, people are just kind of playing everybody at the captain position. Who was it? CeeDee Lamb. in that first game. 8% for CeeDee Lamb. I know there are other plays that are cheaper, but 8% like CeeDee Lamb, that was kind of eye-opening to me. And it is getting very spread out. So I guess, maybe I retract what I said where I think Jefferson gets higher. I mean, people are playing anyone that looks viable, people are playing, and then they'll play some of these, shitty cheap ones as well to get a little bit different. So maybe I take that back a little bit. I hope that's the case because I want to get overweight on Jefferson. I think Aaron Jones, I think, is a great option. Fair price tag, putting him in the captain spot. You're really not sacrificing much. A lot of people wanted to not write off, but knock down some of the Breece Halls of the world and CMC and guys like that. Like maybe they're still the guys, even though they brought someone else into town. And I think that could end up being the case with Aaron Jones. I know a lot of people are high on Jordan Mason and they're drafting him high in best balls and whatnot, but maybe it's still Aaron Jones and maybe it gets a little bit more of a break and he's more productive. So I like the Aaron Jones play. But one of my favorites is definitely Hawkinson. I love Hawkinson in the captain spot tonight. Rookie quarterback. I mean, I guess, he was a rookie last year, but didn't play. No Addison, cheap price tag. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a 8 for 80. And if he gets a touchdown, he's the guy you need. So those are the ones I'm focusing in on the Viking side. For the Bears, I mean, it's definitely going to be like DJ Moore. I know people are talking about DeAndre Swift. I'm definitely good with DeAndre Swift. I think, he's going to be used in a more creative way under Ben Johnson, cheap. My question is, what do I do with these quarterbacks? Because I know I want to be in on the main skill position guys, but like the quarterbacks, I don't know. Like I prefer Caleb Williams, I think, between the two. And, based on the ownership or based on what's ownership shown, pretty close between the two. I definitely prefer Caleb to JJ. Probably place some of both, but I might end up being like underweight maybe on JJ McCarthy. I'm not 100% sure. Haven't built my teams, but yeah, I'm in on all the main dudes like Jefferson, Aaron Jones, Hawkinson, DeAndre Swift, and DJ Moore as well. I think we see a more dynamic role from DeAndre Swift tonight under Ben Johnson, and I want to be a part of it. And the price tag I think is very reasonable. Agreed,
and I think that's interesting too because I know the chat, and I liked. So my guy back here, I'm bringing this up, Brandon. I like this one. Like DJ Moore should get some target. Agree. Like all this stuff looks good. Maybe much better throwing. I'm going to play him up there, but says that's not true to our boy Shaloub. Says Swift had been hurt constantly. We're talking about tonight, not had been. And says isn't giving him this. How do we know what they're giving him? Right? You have no idea till tonight. That's the whole point. He's not durable enough. We need him to be durable tonight. He might break down in 3 weeks, and you'd say, "Told you." Has zero to do with my result tonight or my thought tonight. So like your comments, love your stuff. I think it's all good. It's not coming at you, just saying that's our exact point. We don't know. And another crazy thing, Scott Barrett just posted this from Fantasy Points Hoop. You just talked about like maybe some of these teams just stick with their guy. This is since 2021, second most, over 72%, 71.5 snap share for bell cow backs. He said bell cows are back? ? Like everyone's just running their guy out in week one, and everyone wants it to be. And in 2 weeks, it could be the next guy. But that doesn't mean tonight that it will be. So that's kind of the setup there. But almost, I think 16 backs it said, and with tonight pending, they ran them over 72% out there that they were getting the stats. So
I think a lot of it, in our little circle of fantasy and DFS, like people want to be ahead of the curve on the next guy and the rookie guy. And, they brought this guy in for this reason. They want to be the first one to say that, he's going to have this sort of role. And it really didn't pan out yesterday, specifically like Breece Hall. He got a majority of the work in New York. A lot of people assumed that was not going to be the case. And, see a lot of it. I mean, yeah, Jordan Mason could end up having a huge role. Like, who the hell knows? But like, I don't know. Like, I like sticking with the trusted commodities and not trying to guess on what someone's role is going to be.
Yeah, one other thing I want to add, and then I'm going to go to title here for running backs because there's two rooms to talk about. Hoop just talked about a little bit between Jones and Mason and some of that stuff. But I will say another thing, 1.5 point spread. We're coming off of a Sunday night football where there was this super close game. And you know how people just relate things, right? Just natural in the human brain to be like, oh, well, last night was pretty back and forth and a close game in the end. And a bunch of games were close and this, that, and the other. This could just be a straight blowout one way or the other. So for every point people can make about McCarthy, there's for and against, and the rest of his squad. For everything people can say about Caleb Williams, for and against, I think you should definitely have some 5-1 builds to both sides tonight in your portfolio, because I think there's definitely a possibility we see that. Again, build your lineups accordingly, however you're using it, the tools and stuff to put it together, but I don't mind still doing that. And I think the one thing is that like the Viking side, I do feel a little bit better about using like Jones, Jefferson, Hawkinson, and then maybe a couple others if I'm spreading it out. And on the Bears side, it's like more likely that I'm going to see Caleb up top, because it can be to Swift, Moore, Odunze, OZ, Burden, Colston, Cole Kmet. Like there's literally so many guys on that side that he could be throwing that ball to. He spreads it out a bit more. Plus he can run it in himself. So I like that just a little bit more. And currently he's showing just slightly under McCarthy at the captain ownership, but they're both being pretty much held in check. You just got to think that the Jefferson stuff trickles over to more Vikings up top with Hawk, Aaron Jones, and McCarthy than it does on the Chicago side. Plus they're underdogs, even though they can win this game. So very interested to see, Title, if you have anything else to add. If not, let's take us into running back from here.
Yeah, it's a fun one with so many options. I'm definitely on the stance of this. Like, I think just Kevin O'Connell is one of the best offensive mind in football. When you have the best receiver, it's not as hard for your quarterback to look good. So, yeah, I don't even know what to really think of McCarthy. He didn't have to throw the ball much in college at all, but he couldn't be in a better scheme and a better offense is how I see it. I love the running backs today. A lot of it. So we have Aaron Jones and Swift, two pass-catching, versatile backs, get the ball in their hand, they can make plays. They're receiving and rushing prop, 78.5 for Swift, 72.5 for Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones and Swift have the second and third best touchdown props on the slate. I just see so many ways, low scoring game, high scoring game. I could see them being optimal in either of them. So I'm going to be playing a lot of the running backs at cap. I like the running backs at captain. I like them at flex a lot. And then the running backs too, like, yeah, Mason, I'm hoping it's going to be Aaron Jones. Like, I'm definitely going to play some Mason. I very well might not have any at captain. He's someone that feels like it has to be Javonte. He has to fall in the box twice, probably on the ground, because if it's a clear pass catching or a clear throwing down, I just have a hard time seeing Mason be in the game over Aaron Jones. So I think he probably needs a 12 for 60 or 70 on the ground, fall in the box twice for captain. Flex, it only can take once. You can play him with Aaron Jones. You can do a lot of different things that way. So I'm fine with Mason in the flex. Again, I prefer Swift and Aaron Jones for sure. And then Monogany, or however you pronounce this guy's name, RB2 for the Bears. 2,800 is a real price tag, is the thing. I don't love it. I really don't. I think they're going to try and get Swift the ball a ton. They have DJ Moore, who they can give handoffs to, who Ben Johnson loves. His receivers coming in the backfield and different, like a swing pass that's pretty much a run in his playbook, stuff like that. So I don't know. Rookie running back, very late pick, Monday Night Football, first game. How much does Ben Johnson really want to give it to him? I know it's coach speak. He's been confident in him, but I'm gonna tell myself it's going to be DeAndre Swift getting that 75 plus, like you're saying with bell cows, and not really play much of Kyle M.
Could be a monogamy over there, and it's just DeAndre Swift, no Kyle Monangai, but we'll have to see. Hoop, what do you got at the running back position?
If 2,800 is a real price tag, I want to know what's an unreal price tag for Title. What's 400?
200 when we were talking about Smith, or 1,200 with Thornton, or I mean we've seen a lot.
I guess you got to do it. You got to do a little something maybe at 2,800.
200 would be Monopoly. Then it'd be $200 to pass go with him, with Kyle Monopoly.
What did we see yesterday? Josh Allen to that tight end that was right there.
Oh, yeah.
0.6%.
I don't even know what he was doing in there.
I don't know, man. Just crazy stuff in Showdown.
It is wild. Yeah, I mean, I really like Aaron Jones, and I like DeAndre Swift. Easy to fit him in, easy to play him. Again, I mean, the thing with Swift, it does look like kind of a big price tag, 8,800. But, man, I just really, again, I think that he could have a more dynamic sort of role. I mean, he's going to want, which he's not the same player, don't get me wrong, but Ben Johnson is going to probably want him to be Jahmyr Gibbs-like. And obviously he does not have the same ability as Jahmyr Gibbs, but like Ben Johnson is used to having something like that in the offense, and he's probably going to try to force some of that stuff to Swift. And that's kind of what I'm banking on. So in on him. I already said I'm in on Jones. I think the price is just too cheap at 7,400. monogamy, or however, Kyle M. I guess I like going that route a little bit better. If I get some, I'm in. Like, I'm not like signing up and forcing this guy into the mix. But if I get some, I'm fine with it. Then the problem I have with Jordan Mason, like at 7K, like he is $400 less than Aaron Jones, like $1,800 less than Swift. Like he has to do something. I know we use that term a lot, but he really has to do something at 7K. Like he could score a touchdown and not be needed in the flex. Like, I don't know. Like I struggle with that price tag. Like 7K for a guy I'm not sold on is going to have like a huge role. Like if I'm paying 7K, you got to have a real role in this offense. Like I'm a little worried with that. He's got to do something. He's got to do something pretty damn big. So he's like $400 less than the starter. So I mean, this is assuming that Swift or that Mason and Jones have a similar role, and I just don't think that's going to be the case. So I do really struggle with that price tag. So I mean, it's mostly just like Jones and Swift here in terms of what we're getting. A lot of Jones and really not much Swift because of that price tag, 8,800. And based on this, you're probably going to have to force Swift in a little bit, and I'll definitely be doing that today.
There's a Mon in there. Maybe it's going to be his Montgomery to the Swift's Gibbs. Maybe that's the plan as well. Right? You put that one in there. But I forgot too that the chat was talking about like this guy didn't even practice. I don't even think he's going to play. Roshan, right?
Roshan.
Yeah, Roshan's out. So I mean, yeah, there's that to me. I just like that makes me like Swift even more. But someone in this chat, a Bears fan, has to
Manon guy.
Yeah, that's what
a couple times. Manon
guy. Manon guy. There we go. Manon guy. Okay.
The A is a U. It's Manon guy.
They're going to be hesitant to use Manon guy here, I think, but they're probably going to have to a little bit. How big is it? Is it just like a break here and there for Swift, or is he going to get like a full series? I just don't see him getting a full series. So with Roshan being out, I think more of a boost to Swift for me. But again, if I get some Manon guy, I'm good with it.
I'm calling him Manon guy. I'm not giving that A at you.
Manon guy.
If I had a spelling bee right now and I'll get in the origin of the word, I'm thinking it's Manon guy, but we'll see. But the chat was talking about it. Like, yeah, that's the thing on this slate, though. He gets one play, and I don't know even which way title. I know what he was saying, like a real price tag, but for me, it's like better that he's that price is what I was thinking. Title, aren't you? Like, if I want, let's put it this way, title. Let me frame it better. If I want some Manon guy, and I do, I don't want to have none of Manon guy. I want some of Masum guy over here. If I want some, I kind of want him at a price that makes people hesitate. Not like Jordan Mason hesitation, but I want some 2,800.
Yeah, if he scores 4.5, how what percent chance you think he's optimal?
4.5, he ain't scoring 4 points. He's either in or out, but he's not optimal if he scores 4.5.
No. Okay, that's what So to look at it, to be more bullish on playing him, if you look at his ownership and you look at touchdown props, something I like to do in MMA a lot. However, touchdown props, it's pretty skewed. Plus 380. That's 20% outcome, 20% chance that he falls in the box, according to DraftKings. Now, again, I think they juice those touchdown props so much they don't have the even. If you want to bet no, they don't give you the proper line of no. Yeah. So you can't just go directly there. But if you want to get overweight on something like that, look at his ownership. Look at his touchdown prop, 20% versus 5. I mean, this can't be awful, I guess.
The main thing you got to look at when considering someone like that is what's around him and what's the ownership of those guys around him in terms of price. Like, obviously, positions don't mean shit. It's just he's playing flex. So you look at it here, and you got Zacchaeus, who probably gets some ownership. We're showing 16% at 2K, so even cheaper. You got the defense. The Bears defense is right there at like 11%. Josh Naylor, who someone had a good comment earlier, and I started. Let's see, pull it up. Naylor, I hardly knew her. That's kind of funny. Maybe it's more dad joke-ish, but
dad
I
joke-ish.
do.
I like
but I do like it.
Dad now too.
Huh?
Title's gonna be a dad now.
Yeah, he's in. Yeah, he's in. And
give me some more months, and I might laugh.
He's got a few more months, and he'll start thinking some of this random shit's funny that you and I laugh at. And he's like, "Man, you guys are old, and it's not funny at all." Thielen is still close. I mean, Thielen. Who the hell knows with Thielen? So, like, that's the thing. Like, he's got to probably beat those guys, and can he do it? Like, if we're thinking 4.5 or 5 fantasy points, I don't see it.
If he does, though, like Tambo said, more Tambo's talking about, and we're looking at the pricing. Like, you drop Thielen down to Menungai, hopefully I got it right, and he does fall in the box and outscores them, like, you can be looking at 80 dupes down to 4 dupes or just something wild like that. With a milli up top today, that'd be a nice payday. You'd be free rolling the rest of the year, assuming you play the same bankroll. That's for sure.
I just think it's like more of like a, if you got, this is the name I always, Zacchaeus. If you put Zacchaeus down, up 800, like if you got him in a nice lineup, but it leaves 1,000 on the table, I don't think you get crushed spending that extra 800 and leaving 200 by going to this Manon guy.
He's going to get owned, though. That's the thing. Like, people are going to see, Roschon Johnson is out. The backup running back is Manon guy at 2,800. Like, he's going to get played. I bet he comes in higher. Whatever, we're showing 9 right now, 9.5. I bet it's higher than that.
See, then I don't like him nearly as much. And I'm back all on Swift.
It's not a sneaky. I don't think it's going to end up being like a sneaky play. They're going to see that this is the backup running back, and he's gonna get on at 2,800.
Yeah, so, this is what I saw too. Yeah, DeMonte. We're trying now. We got to get chat's names. DeMonte, my boy, DeMonte Taylor came through. He says a Yahoo article that got him, and your boy Ben Johnson. There was another article I just pulled up, actually said the same thing too. But also, Roschon did have a limited practice on Saturday. I didn't see this morning where he was ruled out.
It's like I'd be extremely surprised if he played. I use the word doubtful.
Yeah, doubtful would be a better way to put it. So yeah, we'll have to see. But either way, let's go to wide receiver. This is these talking points will all come together, obviously, but we got the chat is all over the place from the fact that the Bears are going to score 40 today because they could do it with Goff. And Ben Johnson could do it with Goff versus they might score 30 combined in their first 4 games. So I don't know. Well, I just remember on Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, I'm Canadian, as many know. So I celebrate American Thanksgiving with all my boys. And it was like, man, didn't Chicago come out and just crush out of the gate that day? What was that spot? I think didn't Caleb come out and just score, but finally have like his first good game and everyone was all hyped for it? I don't know. I feel like they could put up points. The people talking about the O-line, little better, all this stuff. I think there's a possibility here, and we'll see. But like everything seems to be leading towards people just heavy on this Minnesota side. I still like Swift, Moore, Odunze, Williams. I think there's opportunity on this side, at least from a lineup perspective, like building your lineup perspective. That's how I'm looking at it. All right, Hoop, I'll let you go wide receiver first. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I kind of agree. I think people are obviously, if they're coming to wide receiver, they're going to be looking to Justin Jefferson, number one. People I think are still a little bit hesitant. Not DJ Moore. People are in on DJ Moore probably regardless. He had some big games last season. But the rest of the Bears passing attack, I think people are going to be a little bit hesitant on. Dunze, I think this Luther Burden guy, like we talked about, can be something. Zacchaeus at 2K, like he seems like a perfect guy to fit in to the Ben Johnson offense and kind of just do something random. So I do want, like I said in the opening, to be kind of overweight on the Bears stuff if possible. And the one thing that definitely stands out here, and this is just strictly by projected points, is when I ran these teams, Zacchaeus is showing up 52% of lineups. So about half our lineups, Zacchaeus is showing up in, and then DJ Moore, Odunze, a little underweight, 25% each. But I'm in on the Bears passing stuff. I mean, pass catchers have such a big advantage on DraftKings when you just look at the scoring. Anyone that can catch a pass, I mean, it's huge to be able to pick up those extra points along the way. So I want to be in on this. Vikings, yeah, definitely Justin Jefferson. I think our guy who posted, I think it was Kenny that posted earlier, like Adam Thielen 6 for 70 and 2 touchdowns. Like it feels like that could definitely happen, which is insane. Everyone just continues to write him off. They bring him back. It's only $4,400, Adam Thielen. So I'm definitely going to be playing some Thielen. If you're playing, JJ McCarthy captain teams, I think Thielen definitely has to be in there. I think Nailers are fine. They got a big void to fill with Jordan Addison. I mean, Addison is legit number 2 wide receiver, and he is out, and nobody else is expensive. I mean, we got Justin Jefferson at 10.8, Thielen 4.4, Nailor 3.6. I think they're both strongly in play. And then what a cool name, Lucky Jackson, $200. He's got a projection at 1. Maybe we get lucky lucky with Lucky today. We'll see. But the $200, I'm not saying I'm playing them, but I just thought the name was pretty cool.
What do you think about this one, Hoop? Our guy Steven Neighbors always in here supporting. Appreciate you, man. He says, comparing to those Lions of yours, do you think Moore or Zacchaeus would be?
It would have to be DJ Moore. I mean, if possible. I mean, Zacchaeus is not. He's been in the league for a while, and he's just not very good. I mean, it would have to be DJ Moore. I mean, he's just way better than these other dudes. So I think it could be him. Obviously Ben Johnson loved that position. I mean, St. Brown got a shit ton of targets. It could easily go to DJ Moore for sure.
One thing I think about for this, will the Bears be running those wide receivers? I think they definitely will. One thing I think about Ben Johnson, if he was like somebody, if he was Goff's stepdad and he put him in his room grounded, Goff would stay right in that corner and do just what his stepdad told him. If Caleb Williams gets told what to do by Ben Johnson, I think he's still messing around. I think he's trying to come back out the room. He's trying to climb out the window. He's trying to do other shit. So I'll be saying this. I think that you could see Caleb Williams just get out of hand tonight with some stuff, and that can work out sometimes. Like I'm talking about you talk about Lucky Jackson on the other side, but I think you could see him just toss up some of these plays and like, who caught that? And we're all trying to figure out, is it LB3? I'm coining them now. Luther Vandross, Luther Burden III. Is it OZ? Is it Rome? Who is it? And then you just got to wait till they get off the ground to see who has the ball. So there's a lot of options on the Chicago side, and that's why I really don't care. It'll matter in the end, of course, how many points actually get scored and what the game ends up like. But this Chicago side is so spread out that I just think there's a ton of different ways it can go. Even like title, when we talked about it last week, some maybe didn't catch those shows last week. When you won the $113K in the Super Bowl, like that was nowhere till it was everywhere. Worthy catches the bomb at the end. It's a 2-4 build with him in it, catches a 75-yard bomb or whatever it was, and the rest of the lineup was so solid that it's like that's what this could be. It didn't matter what the score was. We're playing fantasy. We're not betting here. We're not betting on who wins this game. We're betting on what lineup exceeds everything, scores the most points, and outdoes the competition, hopefully to a solo ship so that it's not a chop and it's $1 million straight. So I think that's one of the common themes I'm seeing with that side. You can make the case for the other side. It's just that side I feel like will be a little bit more condensed. And I also think like if I was talking, Ben Johnson's stepdad. Well, if he's the dad, it's like, isn't Kevin O'Connell his dad? They might be the same age, but it kind of reminds me, like, I think Kevin O'Connell's like the big dog and Ben Johnson's like the young pup. So it feels like that. And they'll both be trying to show that tonight. But I don't know if you got something else to add there, a title, but that's where I'm at with it all. I think that's just, you're going to have to spread it out and build accordingly. That's going to be the key.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I want to say to Hoop, I mean, just saw underdog come across. Campbell's going to get Tesla involved more. Like, what is Khalif Raymond out there doing running 50% of routes when you got one-handed snag big dude out there makes a play at the end and Tesla? Hopefully we see that change pretty soon.
Hopefully, because I think every single best ball draft I did this summer, I took Tesla as one of my last picks. I'm hoping. And that dude dominated. Like, they're going to Khalif Raymond to end the game. It's like just insane. And I just really don't think Ben Johnson would have ever had them in that sort of scenario. That was just terrible, man.
I also hate it. What a
catch,
by the way.
What a catch is right.
I was just saying I hate his name. Like, why do we have to say Tesla? Like, we have to emphasize, just be Tesla or
Tesla.
Something cool.
I mean, I just go Tesla, but man,
like Bajan. I don't know half the a chain. Like
that catch was insane though. And it's just like crazy. I was obviously watching the game and the commentators were kind of like brushing it off like it wasn't a catch. Like as soon as I saw the replay, I know like, that's a catch. Like what are you guys talking about?
For sure, but
the DeAndre Hopkins made a catch. Maybe Thielen had a game tonight. Maybe Thielen got some juice left, but I thought that Hopkins catch was crazy.
I got a feeling it's going to be Thielen.
There you go. Thielen seems similar, not maybe quite as good as the Keenan spot on Friday, but an old guy that they brought back in, that they're dealing with injuries. I mean, Johnson had a concussion in preseason. They didn't love the Trey Harris. So Keenan just walks into number 2 with someone that he has rapport with. Obviously, Thielen doesn't have rapport with McCarthy. No one really does, but he's going to be forced into like his props better than Naylor. His props 1 yard less than Loveland. It's 27.5, so it's not great, but drop 5,800 down to 4,400, Loveland down to Thielen. You're giving up absolutely nothing. Like, he still has legs, I think, in the beginning of the year. Yeah. He dominated for Carolina to start the year last year in the slot. As the year goes, the body breaks down a little, maybe you lose a step there, but I like Thielen. I like the price tag.
Everyone just wants to be the first to write off these guys as they start getting older. And we talked about the Keenan Allen thing. I mean, again, like I hate to be like the guy going back to best ball stuff, but no one wanted to draft him. I've taken a ton of Keenan Allen. Like, it's not like he looked terrible last year. He's just in a shitty offense. And now he goes to a comfortable spot. He looked damn good. There's a reason they brought him there. There's a reason they brought Thielen back here to this situation. And he played very well last season. He didn't show any signs of slowing down. We're just always too quick, or everyone in this industry just wants to be the first to write someone off. Oh, I told you he was getting old and dusty. Like, look at Adrian Peterson. People are saying that for years, and the guy kept coming out, showing up, and producing. Like, these guys in their 30s can still play ball. So I'm definitely Thielen.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Keenan Allen. He's 32 or 33 years old. Like, why is everyone saying he's done? Like, 33, you're like, aren't you your prime? Like, that's your peak physical age. Like, man,
people writing out people too early. Yeah. That Hopkins catch was dope though. It moved me up to second. I was about to sleep, and then I woke me right up. And then the game, just like you said though, Tambo, about the worthy stuff. Josh Allen, Keon Coleman, like they were non-existent until you absolutely needed them. That's the fourth quarter counts the same.
And Danny reminded me too. Yeah, Thielen, summer throwing sessions with McCarthy over the last 2 years, bringing him back. So maybe he does got some rapport there.
I mean, routes on air against nobody. Yeah, timing wise, it can help, sure, but
6 to 8 throwing sessions per summer together. They said.
Yeah,
that's good information right there, man. That's quality info.
That's quality.
I like him. I like him anyway. So what stands out to me? Adunze over DJ Moore. Like DJ Moore is $1,600 more expensive. I look at these two as the absolute same. Kenny W. Like you build a lineup, go more down to Adunze, you're giving up pretty much nothing, in my opinion. Who don't I like? I don't love Naylor too much. Again, he's going to be a wide receiver 3, but I do much prefer Thielen. It's Jefferson. It's Thielen. Naylor, I guess, is okay. It's Adunze. It's Moore. It's Zacchaeus. I don't know how many shots I'll be taking at Burden just because, it's a 4,800. Like, you actually have to do something. 6 might not be enough. However, we talked about earlier. As a rookie, has upside. Ben Johnson can do crazy things. If you're playing 150, maybe get some. If I was playing 20 or less, I would just keep telling myself Zacchaeus is going to hold that role like he did in preseason. And I think he has very solid first price tag.
Man, this might be why they went and got him. This guy, Thielen, just loves McCarthy. He was writing paragraphs while he was stating paragraphs by verbalizing what turned in to be paragraphs on this thing, just praising him big time. I'm really excited. Now in my second summer working with him to see him get an opportunity, see what he gets to do, because on the field, just his mindset, all the things it takes.
I am so in on Thielen now. Like, I think
that is over 27.5. That's what his receiving yards is.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's 27.5 yards.
Oh, let's go, man. I'm going right now.
My buddy 20 minutes ago said 2.5 catches is Thielen, like over 2.5 catches.
I hate to be swayed by news so much, but I'm right now firing on that. It's seriously 27.5.
Yeah, I'm staring at it.
Oh, that's got to
might even get better.
Tambo, do you endorse it? You're the sports betting expert on the show. Do you endorse the play?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, 2.5 in the first quarter, really.
He's going to him early. I'm telling you, he is going to him early.
Let's see if I can get you a better line. Yeah. Or you don't care about shopping, do you?
No.
Yeah, sometimes. Depends how big I'm going. Depends how big. I'll shop if I'm going big.
26.5 on FanDuel. That looks to be probably the best.
There's going to be a lot of ways to get different there on that. Who you mentioned earlier, loving Hawkinson. We got to keep it rolling to get through this, but there's Hawkinson. The opposite, I think the Chicago side gets a little bit more murky at tight end because there's different options there. But what are you doing at the tight end position?
Oh my gosh. Don't go to Fanatics, 30.5.
I know FanDuel's better on both.
Yeah.
We're trying to do a little back doctor situation with Kenny. They asked, is he over 300 pounds? Is that maybe why your back might be hurting? He says, no, I'm 6'5", 240, just old bones. And he's 31, but he looks 32. It's okay, Kenny. You're fine.
Tight end, I already talked about it. Definitely. Let me switch it over here. This new feature that they have on Saber Sim.
Very new.
Yeah, I'm in on. I mean, definitely in on Hawkinson for sure. Like, really, really like him. And we got 35%, but after that, we really didn't get too much again just by projected score. But yeah, Loveland, Komet, I think both fine options. Loveland, very solid player, 5,800. Because maybe goes a little bit overlooked. I mean, first game in the NFL. Komet has been solid. Oliver as a cheap option, maybe, but I mean, for me, I really like Hawkinson tonight, and I'm gonna be playing a lot of him.
10 times the ownership on Hawkinson than Oliver. You get a little
Yeah.
sneak job in there. It's obviously very warranted. I'm talking about like this Oliver guy. Kind of reminds me of last night what you saw with Buffalo. It may not even end up being him, but just like you will see those spots. Kincaid crushed, did his job. That's what I expect from Hawkinson tonight. Similar, but it was like little things that the Buffalo Bills were trying to do differently down the stretch. That's where you get lucky with Oliver, but I could definitely see it. And it would tilt a lot of people because I think Hawkinson will pick up a little steam for good reason. So Hawkinson is just so cheap. You can play him at the captain for best buy pricing. 9,900, not 10K, 9,900 title. You get the job done with Hawkinson up top. So I like that call. What do you got, title, when it comes to that? And I'm curious more on the Chicago side because I think the other side is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I'm indifferent with tight ends as a whole. Like Loveland's receiving prop being 28.5. They just have so many weapons. Like I felt so much better with Tyler Warren in the Colts offense yesterday than I do here, just because you're competing with more guys. It feels like, honestly, I might even prefer Cole Kmet, who I think will be half the ownership. He is 4K, but I think they run a lot of 12 personnel. They did in the few series they got in the preseason. Cole Kmet has been here for a long time as well. He can catch passes. Like, you can drop a Loveland down to Cole Kmet, 1,800. I don't hate that at all. I think they both get a decent amount of playing time. I think they run the football. Josh Oliver, like he's just going to be someone in play because there's not too many viable cheapies. And the Vikings will run some 2 tight end sets as well. So I don't love tight end when I like in that range of stuff. Like I prefer kickers and they're cheaper. Like the Loveland, the Komets, or they're in between, I guess. When we get to kicker, I prefer both sides.
I'm wondering, the Colt Kmet stuff, like this is, Loveland is where people want to go and probably, again, for good reason, but could it just be that they stick with the tried, tested, and true? Like that could be the scenario as well. We saw this with some teams yesterday, so maybe
if they don't want to play a bunch of Zacchaeus, like why not just go more like Adunze, DJ, Kmet, Loveland, Swift? You got a good running, you got your play action. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a good amount of that.
What do you think, Hoop? You're the Detroit guy here. How's Ben Johnson going to deploy the tight end? You're pulling the comment up, so I'm curious.
Yeah, it's a good comment. I mean, Laporta was more of like just a touchdown or bust sort of guy, to be honest with you. And I wouldn't be shocked. And the projection's not great. I mean, 7.5 for 5,800. I mean, maybe a little more optimistic or a little more cautiously optimistic when playing him. But man, I don't love it as much as I thought. I mean, that's a good point. I mean, there's so many other guys that you can play. 5,800 is that's a price tag. That's a real price tag. That is a real price tag at 58. 4K for Kmet. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not as sold. I mean, probably better suited for Caleb Williams captain teams.
What about this? Oh, go ahead.
Someone's hitting that bet, by the way, FanDuel. So we got some 12 cents on me. They hear FanDuel, people running. So get them in.
And I better double down here before it gets too high.
Yeah, it might hit in the first quarter. But one thing I just thought about too, now that I'm seeing the chart, and then I went back and looked and confirmed it. Yeah, like they do like this 12 personnel. They also brought in Durham Smythe off the Dolphins, which is a veteran dude. It has nothing to do. I'm not worried about Durham. If he gets there, great for him. But I'm saying I think it does signify they're going to want to run that out there. And so if you're going to see more Odunze, Loveland, and Kmet a bunch, and Kmet's going to come in at like half the ownership at $1,800 less of Loveland, which could be the case. I think there's 2 things. 1, you can play them both together. 2, you could also, because everyone's going to be on Moore and Odunze for good reason above them. But 2, you could definitely have some Loveland lineups that just drop down to Kmet, leave the salary. It's $1,800 and do it that way. And it's not that I'm not talking about Durham Smythe to talk about Durham Smythe. I'm talking about him because bringing that in kind of frames up of how they're setting things up and what they might be going heavy with out of the gate. And that could be what they try and come out instantly with. And like the chat was talking about it earlier too. If the Minnesota D coming in hot right out of the gates at Caleb Williams, what's the easiest way? Swift? Like, I think now I'm thinking about a lineup in my head, even like a Swift with both tight ends and Caleb. And it's just check down, end zone. You cover it all. It's one of those four. Like, yes, I love DJ Moore. I have a ton of them. Odunze, yes, all this stuff. But if you do something like that, that's a way to just get unique and different because you're leaving the most popular guys outside of Swift, who is a running back and the quarterback in Caleb, but with DJ Moore and Odunze left out, that would be a way to do it to get a little bit different, and they could use them that way. So yeah, I kind of just thinking out loud about that stuff. That's my 2 cents to round up the tight end. Anything with kickers and Ds, either of you, like one person can really take this in the spirit of time. But what do you guys think?
I'm going to play all four. Like I think this is the game I'm most interested at all four of all of them. And I guess that kind of partly will have to do of like not loving the cheap-ish mid-tier Monanganai ranges. Like I can go, like I don't love the Burden stuff. Even going from a TJ Hawkinson down to one of these four, I don't think's crazy. Like the unders have been smashing. It's a division game. I mean, Caleb can definitely make mistakes. Who knows about McCarthy? One play could be 6, change it for defenses, ownership in check. And yeah, I mean, obviously these two offenses can stall NBC field goals and lower. So I like all four, really.
Yeah, do us a favor. Danny knows he's supporting now on all causes, but make sure you smash that like when you come in here. Do us that favor. We appreciate it. You can subscribe to the channel. We do all these shows for free Monday, Thursday, and then we have our Sunday show, 10 a.m. Eastern. So just a little note, I would say, like, you know, for me, I'm fine playing them all, but I'm playing them accordingly. And that's where, like, oh, yeah, these guys just play 150 lineups and do whatever and play everything. It's like, no, we're playing it all to a theme. And so for me, like I said, just thinking back to the original comment of like, if I'm playing 5-1s, well, then there's going to be defenses and kickers involved in those because it could be that happens and it's a lower scoring game. So some of those will probably have that. There could be a game where it's a lower scoring, closer game, and I got both kickers, one from each on the team together. So it's just, again, I always say it's not who you play, it's how you play them. Everybody knows that, but it's just, this is a scenario specifically where I think there's a lot of thought just because the spread says 1.5. Well, the total in the Pittsburgh Jets game yesterday said 37.5. That was done real quick. And I think both teams almost go, oh, it was just insane scoring. Like, that's crazy. So I think that's what I'm thinking about in week one. It's just, I don't think just because the spread says this, that it means that. And therefore, yeah, lots of different ways you can get different, but some builds, which is what everybody here wants to know about and focus on. I think the 5-1s, the 4-2s, the 2-4s the other way, like things like that are how you can get different on this slate and still not be stupid. I always talk about like getting unique while not being completely stupid. Obviously, if you cap every lineup at 40K and you just leave 10 grand on the table in every lineup, you can easily make a portfolio of 150 unique lineups that would solo ship a milli if they hit. But those probably that's probably not where it lands. And there's probably really good lineups that spend like 48.5 or 48K that are fine. So I don't know if you have anything else, Hoop, you want to add there. If not, take us into FanDuel.
Yeah, I'm in on both sides, kickers and defenses, just real quick. I mean, I know you guys talked about it well, but I am probably in a little bit more on the defenses than I typically am. How much do I get? We'll see, but I wouldn't be opposed to having more than I usually get, which isn't really saying much because I usually get somewhere close to 0 on the defenses. It worked out well so far. FanDuel, I mean, a lot of the, with their structure being the same, a lot of the stuff's applicable. So we're kind of just looking for more price differences. One thing that definitely stands out, Justin Jefferson way up there at 14.8 compared to the quarterbacks. Caleb Williams only 12.6, so $2,200 different than a $2,800 difference all the way down to McCarthy. And then the running backs, I think, are pretty cheap over there. Aaron Jones, 10.4, but then DeAndre Swift, where he's more expensive on DK, he's all the way down to 9,400. So it's kind of, different tiers. Justin Jefferson, quarterbacks, and then running backs below. Adam Thielen, oh man, I guess it depends what he does, but 7,800, much more expensive over on FanDuel opposed to DK. Jordan Mason looks a little bit cheaper over here. Tight ends maybe a little bit cheaper, and then Managa or how do you say his name?
Manunga,
much cheaper over here, 1,400. So maybe better value, or definitely better value option over here if you think he gets some playing time. So the big thing is, Justin Jefferson way more expensive. running backs, specifically Swift, look to be cheaper. And then Thielen has a much bigger price tag on FanDuel than DraftKings.
Any takeaways from you, Title?
Same as Hoop said, and the only additional one is the defenses are priced. Like the Vikings is overpriced more than Reichard, and the Bears defense is priced more than Santos, which is definitely different than DraftKings. That'll lead defenses to be even lower owned on FanDuel. Kickers a little higher owned on DraftKings.
Yeah, love that call, because that's kind of the differences of what you're looking for that you'll see at the end of the night. It's nice that FanDuel fixed their format, but if you're not doing things differently still, like looking to angle in for different captains or, leaving the money on the table or kind of comparing those price differences, that's why I like the Stone. If you go to SHIPIT Nation, you can easily just see it right there. It's built in to the Stone. Left side is DraftKings, right side is FanDuel. We have all the breakdown for the ownership, the MVP stuff, just really everything that you're looking for to be able to find a way to get different. And on this slate, it's no different that way. So I think you should check it out. Go to shipitnation.com. Hoop, anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
Just like we talked about in the opening with the marketing stuff, you can still get in SHIPIT games. Just because you missed out on the week 1 draw, if you're not a member, you get in now, you are automatically enrolled for the drawing for week 2. So you can still get in, a chance to win, over $20,000 for first place. Total prizes $80,000, right around $80,000 at this point. So you can still get in, even though you missed out on that first week draw. As soon as you become a member at SHIPIT Nation, you're automatically enrolled into the program. And
the longer you're in, the more ballots you get. So the longer you get in, the better. That's kind of the setup there, and everybody that's already in and those carry over. But huge first week. I thought it was awesome. Slinkster, $50 into 15,000, right? Doug Craig, 350 into 4,300, said keep preaching the process. That is what we're talking about. Everybody out there just says trust the process, learn how to get better at DFS, and just go do it. But nobody's teaching them, or they're not being able to be taught. So I think that's kind of the key. Our man, Sweet Boy Eden, got the job done. 15K up top, first place finish with a Baker Mayfield lineup. And then Official Vic said solid start to the season, hashtag team ship it. He was in low entries. I think it was like $200, $300 and turned it into 1,700 as well. So lots of good start outs. Shaloub had a bunch of scores. I don't have them up here. There was our man G Ryzen shipped like $300 into 9K or something on the first night. He's out there drinking and fishing and doing all kinds of ridiculousness. So lots of good starting points for the community. And don't worry, like we always say, week 1 ain't over yet. So if you haven't had a good week yet, I'm having a horrible start to my first week, and I could win $1 million tonight. And that's what it's all about. That's why we do this. That's why we love it. Some close calls last night too. And then I had to get that defeat mixed in with the Ravens defeat. So it was not a good night for your boy on the East Coast. It's an hour ahead of even people on the East Coast. So, staying up late for that shit ain't no fun, but we appreciate you all. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back. 2-man booth this week. Actually, will be Title and Hoop. Maybe a guest, maybe not. I won't be here on Thursday, but they'll be back to break down the Thursday night football slate. It's a Green Bay game. I know that much. So Cheeseheads unite. Should be a good one. Thank you guys for watching. For Hoop, for Title, for myself, ToeTagginTambo. Let's ship it.